Hey, what's going on, guys? So I recently asked if you'd be interested in seeing me do a review of these model kits from Trumpeter of some different Transformers. There's actually three. So we got here Bumblebee is the first one. Second one here is Blitzwing. And the third one is Cliffjumper. And there was a quite resounding yes from all of you guys that you wanted to see a review of these. I've not ever built any model kits from Trumpeter, and I've also never built any Transformers model kits before. And these are quite interesting in that they have a lot of pre-painted parts and things like that in here. So it should be a quite interesting experience, different from what I'm normally building, which is awesome. And the other really cool thing about this is that I actually have a second set of these that I want to give away to one of you guys. So stay tuned for later in the review. I'll let you know how you can enter to win a set of these for yourself. But I'm very much looking forward to just trying these out. I always like building something different, and these certainly look to be like something a little bit different from the norm for me. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Check out the boxes and the kits themselves. Okay, we'll take a look at the boxes and their contents of all three, and then we'll get into the review kind of all of them all together. And there'll be time codes down below if you guys want to skip around to a particular part in the video. Starting off here with the first one, which is Bumblebee, obviously, and I'm guessing these are supposed to be from the Bumblebee movie, is what these designs are based off of anyway. That's what's advertised here on the box anyway. It also lets you know that you don't need nippers, you don't need glue, it's easy to assemble and pre-painted. So basically you just pop off all the parts, put it together, and it's as easy as that. We'll see if that actually is the case, but over here this is authentic Transformers licensed merchandise. You can see this is 01 in the line. On the ends of the box, just gonna have the same thing right there. On this side of the box is a bit about the movability, which would be like the articulation, some of the details, and it does look very nicely detailed. And even though I know this is going to be partially pre-painted, it's not going to be looking quite that good right out of the box. So there is going to be some more detail painting and weathering and stuff, just kind of at least doing like a pin wash in there just to bring out all those nice details. Some action shots over here showing the kit kind of in action, and then one of the option parts there is just going to be for the face, for that face mask to close up like that, and you can see some more of the kind of action detail shots right there. On the other side, there's a bit about the action stand, which I guess is included, and then the Autobot series, which is right here. Now here's just some of the other Autobots right there. And as you can see, in general, it's not a very large box, so the kit itself, I'm guessing, is also not going to be quite that big. But popping this open, we can see right there, already on the first runner there, you can see a little bit of pre-painting on there. Some parts separated off the runner. They're in bags. We'll get to all of the runners here in just a second. Just want to take a quick look here at the instruction manual first. The manual here with the Autobots logo on the front. On the back side is the box art here once again, or that might be the front and that's the back. Anyway, it's because it just all folds out like this, where we have the color guide right in here, a couple more of the same photos of the kit like what we saw on the outside of the box. Our parts list is also right here, and then on the back side, and it's all going to be in black and white except for a couple of photos, we have all of the instructions right there for us. Going to be pretty straightforward, and as you can just kind of see, just based on the instructions right there, you can kind of get a sense of just how simple the kit is going to be, not necessarily anything really too complex. First off, separated parts here in the bag are just going to be a few parts there, including these stickers for the headlights. So those are like half round and highly reflective stickers, so those should look really nice there for the headlights. A couple of parts here, including the head, both versions of the head there with all the pre-painting on those. Silver and kind of metallic blue seems to be the main color of pre-painting for this kit. Our A runner is here in yellow with a bunch of silver details painted on, and this section, which is wrapped, just wanted to show that to you guys. First, this section has some parts for the front where those stickers are going to go for the headlights, and then the doors, the inside panels of the doors. As you can see, those have some brown pre-painted on there as well, which does look pretty nice. Runner B is all in this molded silver, and you can see a lot of really great details on there. Some yellow painted on some of those parts. And then we got two different C runners here, and these are interestingly going to be in a softer type of plastic, and you can see some pre-painting on these parts for the hands and feet there, it looks like, for a few different parts around on the kit. And then lastly, we have our included base plate here and some of the parts there for the stand. Now, this runner is actually labeled Runner Z, just for your guys' reference, and it's in this very dark gray, almost black type of color there for that. And that's it for the Bumblebee. Now taking a look at Blitzwing, which just based on the design is probably going to be my favorite of the three. The colors and the design of this is just kind of more appealing to me as a Gundam sci-fi mecha model fan, not necessarily as that much of a Transformers fan, to be honest. Got the same kind of information around here on the front and just the box art, which does look quite cool. On the end of the box, just gonna be the same thing again there. And here on the side, again, just showing some of the movability of it, the articulation, some of the details around there, including the face, the kind of chest part, where there's a lot of really great details on this kit. It looks like there with the wings on the back as well, the action, the scene, I guess what you can do here with the part of the Bumblebee kit there. I guess it's quite interesting, Bumblebee not included of course. And then some other action poses over here, weapons there on the arm. On the other side of the box, Decepticon series here, so showing some of those designs. And then once again, just showing it on the action stand. As you might expect, most of the box and everything's gonna be pretty similar. Let's just take a brief look here at the instructions. Once again, we've got the box art on one side, Decepticon logo on the other. Opening this up, we've got the parts list right there. Photos over here, like what we saw on the outside of the box, the color guide right there, and that's all for you there. And for you guys' reference, this is based off of the Mr. Color series of paints, just in case. The opposite side of the manual then, once again, is just going to be all of the construction. So there's a look through that. Let's go ahead and check out the runners. And here for this one, we've just got the one bagged part, which is just going to be the head there, which does look quite nice. And then our A runner here, molded in light gray. It has quite a lot of pre-painting on there. As you can see, all this striping, the US Air Force logos, this dark gunmetal painted on there, and the red and white, and even this kind of gold color there for the canopy. That looks really nice. We have an additional A runner here, which is just a few more parts for the body. Again, this is all molded in light gray and then detailed with white and kind of a metallic color there. Runner B is all molded in dark gunmetal with some white and gray and red and blue all pre-printed onto that. Runner C, once again, we have two of. This one in this kind of pale blue color has some pre-printing on there, which looks really nice in just regular plastic. This one, which is in this darker gunmetal color, is our softer plastic parts for this kit, including once again some parts for the hands and feet and a couple of the bits on there. And then once again, these same included stand parts here. And one thing that I didn't notice, because on the last one I was looking at the back side of the runner, but on the front side of the runner, if I would have turned it over, I would have seen that it has the Autobots and Decepticons logos right there that you can place on the stand, which is pretty cool. All right, then for the third one, we've got Cliffjumper, which even though he's an Autobot, definitely kind of looks, I don't know, maybe it's just me, it looks a bit evil there in the face. I don't know, maybe just he's looking mean. But there is the design. And just real quick taking a look here around the box, just because it's going to be the same as the other three. We've got the side of the box right here. And then on the one side, once again, a look at the movability, which would be the articulation, the details here around the kit. And once again, a lot of really great detail on there, even though this seems like it's kind of the more simple in just in terms of the design between the three, but still a lot of really great details on there. See about its weapons and scene there. That's RC, I believe is the name of that one. Now that is a model kit that I don't have here, and I'm not even sure if that one is out available yet, but you guys can let me know on that. But there you go, you can see that's another one, I guess, that is either already available or going to be available, but there's the three of them posed together there on the side of the box. We'll take a look here at the runners in just a second. Let's just take a quick look at the manual. Got the box art there on the front, Autobots logo on the back. On the inside, the parts list, more of those sample photos, the color guide right there, and then flipping it around to the other side, we've got all the construction. So that's it for the instruction manual. And here's our bagged parts, which has a couple of parts on there, that one looking like its arm weapon and another one right there, and you're thinking, where's the head? Well, we'll skip to our stand parts because the head is attached onto this runner, and it's not just like stuck on there, it is actually attached. There's a little ball joint right there that the head is just stuck onto. But as you can see, even though it's not in a separate bag like the other kits, it is all pre-painted on there. Our A runner is separated into two parts, but again, this is just all in red with some nice silver, and if you look, there's some of the darker silver, darker gunmetal in there as well, so two different kind of tones of silver essentially. Our B runner, just like with Bumblebee, is here all in molded silver with some red and darker gunmetal details painted on there. And then our two C runners are here also in molded silver, and again, these are in that softer type plastic. And interesting to note, this C runner is actually the same between the two kits. This is the Bumblebee version, and this is the Cliffjumper version right there. So you can see those are just the same, just in different pre-painted colors right there for a few parts. So that's a look around the boxes and through the contents of these kits. Let me go ahead and get them put together and we'll see how they look. All right guys, so I got all three kits built up now. I've got Bumblebee, Cliffjumper, and a Blitzwing here, and just want to show you guys just kind of how small these kits are so you can see they're not going to be very large, and I'll show you a size comparison here in a minute. But first, just to take a look around the kits, they also don't necessarily come with a whole lot in terms of their accessories or anything. Mostly it's just the main kit, a couple of option parts, and the stand, which is certainly very nice. Straight out of the box, the kits are going to look really good just because of all that pre-painting, and they are really nicely detailed just for the size. I mean, they essentially are going to look like small toys just straight out of the box. But it's nice that they're toys that you can build, so there's certainly that aspect of it that's nice, rather than just taking something out of the box and then just having it there. You get to have the enjoyment of building it as well, which is fun, especially, again, if you have kids. My kids helped me out with the building of these. They certainly had fun doing so, and they're waiting for me to bring these back once I'm done with the review so they can play with them some more. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at them individually in more detail and see what they're all about. Alright, so starting off with Bumblebee here, those stickers for the lights look really nice on there. As I said, just all the pre-painting on all of these figures does look really nice, although there is certainly plenty of details you could go in and paint in some more of those if you wanted to. We'll talk briefly here on the articulation, which is basically going to be the same amongst the three different models. The head is just on a ball joint, so you've got a little bit of movement of that. It is going to be sort of limited though, but a nice range. The shoulders are on a double ball joint there, so you can see that'll move back and forth. The second ball joint is basically your up and down movement there, so you can bring the arm up to about that high. You're gonna have a little bit of rotation at the top of the bicep there for the arm, and then a single joint for the elbow, giving you a pretty nice elbow bend there. The hand is just on a peg, so that's just going to turn left and right like so. And as you can see here, for our hand options, we've got the closed fists and open hands, and you have those for both the left and the right side. Here's our closed fist for the left side and open hand here for the right side. So a couple of nice hand options, and we do have something additionally as well. Just to finish up the articulation, you have a point of rotation here at the midsection. The legs here, as you can see, are just also on ball joints, and you can also rotate those at the top of the thigh right there. Ultimately, you can bring the legs out to the side to about here, and then obviously forward and back is not going to be any issue. Your knee joint is going to be similar like the elbow. It's just a single joint there, but that looks nice. It's nicely detailed and gives you a pretty good range of movement there for that. Down here on the feet, this kind of ankle armor is just kind of floating between the lower leg and the foot, and this part for the bottom of the foot. Those are two of the parts that are in that kind of softer plastic, but the foot will move forward and back like so. Up underneath the feet, you got some nice detail there, and then kind of angles side to side. It's pretty good, so you should be able to get a pretty wide stance while keeping the feet flat on the ground. Moving around here on the back, these doors are able to turn up and down, and this is another option that we have. You can swap those out for the folded version of the doors, and I think this is supposed to be for when he's in kind of a battle mode or whatever. These do also have the brown pre-painting on the inside of there. So there's your folded down doors like that, and then we can swap out the head to like that for when the mask is all kind of closed up. And then for his weapons, we've got this sword weapon here, which will attach onto the left arm, right onto there like that. And then for the right side, you can swap out the hand here for this kind of cannon part, which just will attach onto here like so. So that's a pretty cool set of option parts here for Bumblebee. And then of course we've got the stand here, and as you can see, there's multiple points on the stand where you can attach this arm onto. You can also connect the stands together. For multiple kits, you just pop them together like so, and you can have them stood next to each other. And each one of the kits comes with both an Autobots and Decepticons logo, so you just choose whichever one is correct for that particular kit. And as far as the arm of the base, you have a couple of points of articulation where this will rotate and bend. You can rotate this side to side, then also of course bend it forward and back, so you should be able to get the kit into basically any position that you want. This is going to attach right here at the back of the hips. That's also going to be the same for each of the three kits. Yeah, like I said, because the kit is pretty small, that arm is going to be plenty strong enough to hold that up. You're not going to have any weight issues. And to give you guys a size comparison here, you can see this compared to a 1/44 scale Gundam kit. And as you can see, it's definitely going to be pretty small. That said, while Bumblebee and Cliffjumper are about the same height, because those are actually reusing a lot of the parts between each other, Blitzwing is going to be quite a bit taller than Bumblebee. Still not quite as big as a 1/44 scale Gundam kit here, as you can see, but especially compared to Bumblebee and also compared to Cliffjumper, he's definitely going to be substantially larger. And on that note, let's take a closer look here at Blitzwing. Really, all of the pre-painted decals and details on here are really, really nice. see, especially around on those wings. And there's, like I said, plenty of space to add more details in by especially panelining in some of these little details there, especially around on the wings, down here on the legs. So if you just got like some black panel liner, filled in some of those lines, I think this is going to look even better. It's going to look really, really nice. The detailed mechanical sections around here on it look really good, and especially would look nice with some weathering on there as well if you wanted to go that far. Especially the gold here for the canopy looks nice. The head sculpt is very cool, menacing looking, of course, there with the red eyes. And so as I mentioned, all the articulation on these is going to be virtually the same, but here's just kind of a look around the kit, and then we'll take a look here at his accessories. Starting off, you have the same options for the hands, closed fists, and open hands for both the left and the right side. You can choose between those, but then we do also have his accessories, or weapon accessories, I guess I should say, for the left side. And I guess this could be for the left or the right, but according to the manual, this goes on the left side. This replaces the hand over here, and instead of like a sword weapon like what Bumblebee has, it's just like a kind of spike. It's going to look like that. Pretty cool looking weapon. And then an even more cool looking weapon is for the right side. You'll replace the hand here with this sort of like cannon missile combo sort of looking super weapon, which is pretty large, as you can see here on the kit. It's definitely going to be pretty big. I don't think that it's going to give us any weight issues. That said, it is probably going to maybe weigh down the shoulder a little bit, but I think it's all right. The joints on these kits are pretty strong. I feel like they could take, you know, the weight of the kit. They're not going to give us any weight issues. You're not going to have it posed and like you come back and the legs like falling down like that. I don't think that's necessarily going to be the case. That said, the shoulder does feel a little bit weak on this, but I think it's going to be okay. All right, so last up then, taking a look here at Cliffjumper. As I mentioned, it does share some parts with the Bumblebee kit, especially here in the legs, in the feet there. As you can see, the feet are basically the same. Design-wise though, it's going to be very, very close, almost identical. So some of the parts, a couple of the parts are reused, but the rest of them are just going to be very, very similar. One thing that I did break on this kit here on the back, you have these two parts which act as kind of like sort of the wings where they were the doors on Bumblebees just attached onto here. This one broke on this side. I've glued it, but I'm going to try to be very, very careful with that because I don't think that glue is going to really hold that well. But the wheels up here on the back look cool. Really nice details all around on this one. This is just pre-printed silver on here instead of the stickers that Bumblebee has for the headlights on the front of his chest. But again, the face sculpt and the painting on that looks really nice. I will say all the pre-painting on these kits is all like really nicely done. The quality of it, it's very accurate. You don't have it where like the pre-painting's like a little bit misaligned or anything like that. It's actually all really well done. You have the Autobots logos here printed on the top of the shoulders. The accessories for this one are going to be basically the same as what you have with Bumblebee. You have the hands, closed fists, and open hands for the left and right side. And no sword attachment here on the arm. All you have is just the cannon, which is the same as Bumblebee's, which will replace the hand here on the right side if you want to use that. Otherwise, no other weaponry or anything here for Cliffjumper. But I do have to say, I do really like the colors, and especially that dark silver compared with the lighter silver. Makes for a really nice contrast in colors here on this one. Does look really nice. But so there you have it, guys. We'll take a look at a few poses here with these really nice, fun, simple little kits. These are, again, kits that I think are really great if you're a fan of Transformers and you want to just have a simple, fun little Transformer kit that you can just build up and then put on top of your desk or your shelf or whatever. I think these are going to be really nice for you. Or if you have kids that are into Transformers, like I said, I built these with my kids. We didn't use any tools on them. I just did a little bit of cleanup just because popping the parts off the runners just without using any nippers, you did have a little bit of nub marks sometimes here and there, like a little bit of nub still like sticking off the part. So there was a couple of those that I just had to just lop off real quick very simply and easily with a knife. But I mean, you could just snap build these without the use of tools at all. So if you want to just give these to your kids and let them have fun with it, they were pretty simple to put together. My kids were able to follow the instructions just fine. But that said, if you did want to treat these more of like a serious model kit, you certainly could do that as well. Like I said, there's plenty of detail on there, even though a lot of the details are already pre-printed and you already have like logos printed on there and everything. Unfortunately, they don't come with water slide decals. Like if you did want to repaint it yourself and then put those decals on, that's not included. But any of the decals you would really need would just kind of be general like Air Force decals there for Blitzwing, and those would probably be pretty easy to come by. You could definitely repaint these, or just, you know, add more details to them as they are. You know, not fully repainting, but just painting in some more of the details, doing some panel lining, some weathering on these, and you could definitely make them look even better for sure. So they're really nice little kits, definitely very cool. And like I said at the start, I do have an extra set of these that I want to give away to one of you guys. So here's what you have to do to enter into the giveaway. Just let me know in the comments down below what's your favorite Transformer. And if you're like me and you like Transformers, you like the movies and everything, but you're not that super into Transformers, so you don't necessarily know a whole lot of other Transformers, then at least just let me know which of these 3 kits you like the most. But, you know, if you are definitely more of a Transformers fan, let me know who's your favorite Transformers character and why. Let me know that in the comments below, and I'll choose one of your comments randomly and send you the set of these 3 kits. If you would also like to like and or subscribe while you're here, that would also be greatly appreciated. And check the link in the video description below to USA Gundam Store. Got all sorts of different model kits, figures, toys, accessories for your kits, paints, tools, supplies, and all that good stuff, everything you guys need. So check the link in the video description there. Head over to USA Gundam Store, check out what we've got there on the site. And with that, guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. Hope you enjoyed taking a look at something a little bit different this time. It's still kind of mecha models, but it's not very often, I don't think ever, that I've really taken a look at anything Transformers related. So that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys are all having a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.